fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you're working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today, I'm going to be working on my Harajuku from Bella Art Diamonds. So I have my drills, my pen, I've got a Bella Art tray. This is their 2.0 version. I love these the most. I love this little spout. This one works for me way better than the one on the end, so I always get these. I've got my notes, so let me reconfigure so you can see where I'm going to be working, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let me start my timer here. Pick out some drills, and then I can get started. So I haven't gotten very far on this kit. As you can see, I've only completed the one section so far, but I have at least made some progress. I am just taking my time and trying to enjoy it. I think sometimes I rush through these so fast that I forget to take the time to just kind of enjoy the art of diamond painting. So let's see, I need to start with my life update. What's been going on with my life? Well, my oldest had her surgery. She's recovering. She's bored to tears because she's basically trapped at home. She can't drive until she has her post-op appointment, which has actually been okay with me. One, they're still doing all kinds of construction in front of her apartment building, and honestly, it looks like they're never going to finish. Like I told my husband, every time we go over there to pick her up, it looks like they've just done more destruction, and it doesn't look like they've actually started putting anything back together yet, so who knows when they'll be done with that part of it. But while she's not driving, she doesn't have to worry about parking her car elsewhere and then getting back over to it and whatnot. So because we got snow, it snowed on Friday. School was canceled, which I told my husband was kind of crazy because it wasn't really that much snow. They were calling for, I think, 1 to 3 inches. And we probably got about that, which is also kind of strange because usually when they call for that much, we never get it. If they say we're going to get 1 to 3, we'll get not even 1. So that was kind of a surprise. And I told my husband I've been surprised because the last 2 or 3 times that it has snowed, it's been that nice, pretty, no wind, just falls gently down these giant flakes of snow, which is not usual for us around here either. So that's been unusual. So they didn't have school on Friday, and then they are calling for another 6 to 10 inches for us on Monday. 6 to 10 inches of snow, and then they're saying there's also going to be some accumulated ice on top of it, which is kind of scary because it's not the snow that gets people, it's the ice because you're just driving along. And we have so many people around here who drive big trucks and SUVs and they think that makes them invincible when it comes to snow and bad weather, and so they drive way too fast and go off in the ditch. So I'm not sad that she's not driving again yet, but kind of anxious to see if we actually get that much snow. I don't know if we will or not. So like I said, I would just kind of be like, well, I'll believe it when I see it, because whenever they call for that much, we never get it. But these last couple of times they've been right, so we'll see. But at least I don't have to worry about her driving in all of the mess. Was over this weekend to do her laundry, and we took her grocery shopping and did some stuff, and she says, Mom, did you tell all your subscribers about my surgery? And I said, yeah. And she said, no, it's fine. I just figured you told everybody. And I said, well, yeah, I try to keep everybody up on what's going on in my real life, because I don't know, not that I think it's that interesting. I guess I think it just lends that authenticity to it, right? That I do have a life and I do have things going on outside of YouTube and diamond painting. Let's see, what else? I spent most of this week doing kind of end of year stuff. I got super frustrated. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, trying to transfer video files and things are not working. So my husband ordered me a new larger 10 terabyte hard drive because in the intervening years when I bought the two that I have are 4 terabyte each. The 10 terabyte is actually less than what I paid for both of the two 4 terabyte ones. So digital storage gets ever less expensive, I guess, which is fine. But it was supposed to be here Monday, and now that we're going to be getting all of that snow on Monday, I don't know if it will actually show up. So I had to put off some of that stuff that I've been doing. But I want to do I try to do all my year-end stuff so that as soon as we get all of our W-2s and everything, I can hand it off to get my taxes done. Really want to get that done as soon as possible this year. We don't know what hubby's situation is going to be, and we generally get a refund from federal. We usually have to pay state, but we usually get a refund from federal, so I want to get it filed as soon as we can so we can know if we're getting money back, how much that's going to be, so I can plan. I also spent some time working on personal end-of-year stuff. I mean, I had a lot of diamond painting end-of-year stuff that I need to do. That's on hold because of the whole situation with the hard drives, but we took down our Christmas tree, we put all of our Christmas decorations away. I'm trying to get back into the groove of regular life now that the holidays are over. And also, hopefully we're done with any more medical emergencies, so I hope anyway. I paid for what is hopefully my youngest last semester of school. Ordered his one book that we didn't get from the university and paid his tuition, so he's good to go. He does have one class that's only an 8-week class, so hopefully that will be okay, because he's taking these last 6 classes, or 5 classes are all 310 and up. I think 310 is the lowest one he's taking. I hope he's not going to get too burnt out, but one is only an 8-week class, which sometimes is good and sometimes it isn't. I mean, you're trying to fit, in my experience, you're trying to fit a lot of stuff into half the time. And so even though it's supposed to be all the same course material, a lot of times what ends up happening is some stuff just gets cut out because there just isn't enough time in the 8 weeks to cover all the stuff. So we'll see how he does there, which means for half the semester, he's only got 4 classes to worry about, which will be good. Yeah, just excited that he's going to, I'm probably more excited that he's almost done than he is. So he's got a few more weeks before school starts, and then he'll be back in the groove of everything as well. One of the things we did this week while hubby's been off, we went to the bank. I decided I would close out my safe deposit box. I got it probably 10 years ago, and I think I've only opened it once since I got it. I knew it had some personal documents in it, but I didn't know what else was in it. So we go to get all the stuff out of it, and I tell the lady I want to close it out, and she's like, okay, well, I need the other key. And I was like, what other key? And she said, well, when you sign up for it, they give you 2 keys. And I, okay, I don't remember having a second key. And she's like, well, if you don't turn in both keys, they charge you an $80 drill out fee because they have to drill out the lock and replace it because they gave you 2 keys and you're only turning one back in. Okay. So I called my sister because that's the only person I could think of that might have had the second one. And luckily she did. And she knew where it was, which is amazing in and of itself. And so I got it from her so I can go back and close out the box. So, but when I opened it, we were going through it, and like I said, I knew there were some personal documents in there, my will and some other paperwork. But then I was like, oh, I didn't even know I had this, much less that I'd put it in the safety deposit box. I have my original birth certificate, the one that they gave my mom when I was born, back when the hospital actually gave you a birth certificate. So it's like the little card that has my little feet prints inked onto it. It's an actual card that's like signed by the doctors and the nurses and everything. They don't do that anymore. When I had my kids, they just come in, take all the information from you, and then they have to put it in some computer database, and then you get mailed a Social Security card, and I don't even know if they mail you a copy of the birth certificate. They probably do. It's been so long I can't remember now. But anyway, so I had that, and then my high school diploma was in there, which I told my husband. I had the thought, I know where my 2 college diplomas are, my bachelor's and my master's. I have both of those, but I did wonder, what the heck have I done with my high school diploma? And I just thought, well, maybe I've lost it in a move somewhere or something. Nope, it was in my safety deposit box. So now I have that. And I also discovered that I had 2 bonds that my great uncle bought for my kids when they were born. I have one for my son and one for my daughter, which I've never had to. It's an actual paper bond, government bond. And so I was talking to my sister, was like, okay, I've never had one of these. What do I do with it? How do I cash it out? So get on the internet and start Googling. So it accrues interest. And I was like, okay, well, she's almost 30. So the bond is almost 30. And it says on it that it stops accruing interest after 30 years. Okay, well, how much interest has it accrued since then? So it's basically you buy the bond for half of whatever it says on the face values. Like if it's a $100 bond, you pay 50, etc. She has one, and it's made out to her, so she has to cash it. But the other one was for my son, but it's made out to me, so I have to go cash it for him. They've both matured so that I'll get double what he paid for them, plus a little bit of interest, which isn't that great. My sister was complaining that they don't make very much interest, and I'm like, well, they make more interest than my savings account at my bank, so I'm not going to be mad about that. It does take forever, but I'd forgotten that I even had them, so it didn't really matter to me that it was going to take forever because I didn't remember that I had it. They've just been sitting around in the safety deposit box with me none the wiser. So yeah, that'll be interesting. That's something I can add to my, never had to do that before. So my oldest will get to cash one out. I'll cash the one out for my youngest and give him the money for that. He doesn't ever go anywhere. My husband was giving him grief the other day about don't get a speeding ticket. You can't afford to pay for it. And I thought, I wonder if my husband has any idea. My youngest very rarely goes anywhere, and he very rarely spends money. Now, he's in school, so he doesn't have a job, but any cash that he gets, presents for birthdays, gift cards, that kind of stuff, he saves all of it. And I know he's gotten cash several times, so he probably has cash stashed all over his bedroom that we have no idea how much is there. He has a bank account, but he never goes to the bank to deposit anything. And usually if he gets like an Amazon card or something, he'll just give me the card and then he'll order on our Prime account, which we probably aren't going to have for very much longer. So seriously rethinking what we're going to do with that. After Amazon Prime came out and said now I got to pay to not have ads. We don't watch Amazon Prime a whole lot anyway, but now you're going to charge me extra when I already pay a yearly fee. And I told my husband, it used to be that we got things faster because we had the Prime subscription. It's not like that anymore. And maybe it makes a difference if you live in like a big city. But I mean, the big city near us got an Amazon warehouse, which was supposed to make things faster. And things have been slower since they put in that warehouse. It used to be that we would get things literally just in 2 or 3 days. Now it's almost always 3 or more days before we get anything. Even if it says Prime and it says it will get here in 2 days, it never does. So I don't know what the point of it is anymore. Like I said, I don't really like Amazon all that much as a company sometimes, but they at least provided a service. And especially for us being rural, there are just so many things that, like the big town near us, there's no IKEA, but a lot of those big businesses we just don't have access to. So we just don't have a good alternative. I mean, if I wasn't buying it from Amazon online, I'd be buying it from somebody else online. And I have gotten out of the habit. We've just been so used to, we just get everything on Amazon that we had gotten out of the habit of even looking at other places. I have tried to get back into that habit because Amazon is not always the cheapest. And since we don't typically get the benefit of it actually arriving in 2 days anyway, what's the point? I might as well just go where it's going to be the cheapest because I'm going to have to wait on it anyway. Is that everything I needed to tell you for my life update? I think so. Just trying to finish up all that end of year stuff, like I said, and then trying to get back in the groove of regular life, back to school, back to work, all that good stuff. So my diamond painting update. What's going on in my diamond painting life? I had someone ask in a comment about how I order frames and how I know what size to get and all of that. Honestly, I did a video last year where I ordered a bunch of frames from Frame It Easy, and I talk about all the different ways that you measure, because it's so subjective. It depends on how you want to frame your kit. For me personally, I want all my drills to show. I spent so long putting them on here. I don't want to cut off drills to make it fit like a standard size frame. But I know there are lots of people who do that. So for instance, this is 60 by 60, which is 23.62 by 23.62 according to the schematic here. Now, you can't buy a 23.62 inch frame, but you could probably buy a 23 by 23 frame, and then you could just cut off that ½ an inch on each side, cut off the diamonds or whatever. And if you want to do that, that's fine. For me personally, like I said, I want to see all of the drills that I put on there. So once I get finished, I will measure drill to drill. And then the trick with framing is a ½ inch is what you should figure, is what the framing people figure is. So like if it's a photo, a ½ inch of your photo is actually going to be hidden under the frame because it has to extend kind of into the frame to be held in place. So when I'm ordering it, because I want all of my drills to show, I measure it and then I add a ½ inch because I want all my drills to show. So I've got to add a ½ inch to all the sides so that all the drills will show. And now that I've said that, I think I ordered the wrong size frame for one of my pictures. We'll see how that works out for me. If it doesn't, if I make a mistake, if I've ordered it from Amazon, I can send it back. Or sometimes I'll just keep it knowing that I'm going to be finishing another frame or another kit, and that I might be able to use that frame for a different kit. It just depends. So yeah, if you want to know how I did the frames, because in that video, that Frame It Easy video, I did also make a mistake, and I showed in the video kind of how I fixed it and made it so it would work with the kit that I ordered it for. But yeah, it just depends on how you want to frame it and how much money you want to spend. I mean, you can spend all kinds of money on a standard or a specialty frame, custom made, whatever, or you can just do a standard size and figure out how to make it fit. I know there's a lot of people who have gone, you can use, I think, nail polish remover or mineral spirits, or I've seen various things, people to remove the ink off of the edges of the canvas so that if the white shows, it doesn't matter because it's just white, so it kind of looks like a matte versus having all the printing and everything on it. So yeah, lots of options for you. And if you catch a sale, places like Frame It Easy, Frame USA, even if you get like kind of a custom one, it's really not that much more expensive sometimes with a discount code or a sale than it is to get just a regular frame. It's not any different than going to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby when they're having a sale and getting some of their framing services for a lot less money. I know there are people who wait to frame theirs until Michael's or Hobby Lobby is having a sale, and then they'll go in and get a whole bunch of things framed all at once. Or you can just do it really inexpensively with paint, duct tape, that kind of stuff as well. What else is going on in my diamond painting life? I did, like I said, I've ordered a frame for Flower Crazy. We'll see if I did it right. And I'm going to order one for the Kaori that I finished. You guys, that Sybil art from Crafties that I did, I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see what the finish of it looks like. I am so super happy with how she turned out, and I'm so glad that I substituted those gold drills. I think it just looks so much better than it would have with the yellow ABs that came with it. So I'm really glad that I made that change. So that was a lesson for me too, was I think that's one of the first times that I've made such a huge change in a kit like that. You know, I've added ABs and done some other things, but that one, like I said, what really drew me to the image in the first place was all the gold in the image. And then when I got it and realized it was yellow ABs, I was really disappointed. So being able to change them out like that and just make it look like I wanted. And I did actually have to go in and make a few other changes as well. Some of the little bees in it, like there's one up in the upper left corner that kind of looks like it disappeared into the little clouds. So I went back and pulled off some of they were AB drills, but they were like a very pale gray AB. And I just felt like the bee got lost in the clouds and you couldn't see its wings and stuff. So I went back and switched those out for gold, which I very rarely do. Once I lay down a diamond, I don't want to go back and pick it up. So I very rarely will go through and make changes like that. There's somebody I follow on Instagram, and I can't remember who it is, but she makes all kinds of changes. She will change like facial features. I think there's one with like, it was a girl with 2 cats, and she changed the way her mouth was. I think she did an Ines Guerrero where she changed some of the stuff in the painting as well and how it was rendered. And I mean, she does a beautiful job. I can't remember who it is, but she'll go in and diamond paint it and then decide, okay, this is where I'm going to pull some stuff off. This is what I want to change. And I just have not, it's not that I haven't wanted to do it, I don't think. It's just that I'm busy focusing on what I want to get done next. And so going back and kind of revamping it is not where I want to spend a lot of my time. But for the Kaori, I'm really glad that I decided to make that change, and super happy that hubby and I decided to stop at Joann's and get the extra drills because I certainly needed them. I would not have had enough to get finished if we hadn't done that. And I really didn't want to people that day, so he kind of had to talk me into going to Joann's and looking for it. And I'm like, the day after Christmas, all these people, I don't want to get out. But we did, and it was good. So what else is going on in my diamond painting life? I've been talking to you guys about the diamond painting bingo event. Apparently, there are 2. There is one on Instagram that someone is running, and then there is another one on Facebook that has its own special group. I have applied to get in the group, but I haven't been approved yet, I don't think. And I went back and was looking at the rules for the one on Instagram. I saw somebody else posting, like, you can use the same kit for multiple ones. So that seems a lot easier. I actually am going to be using this kit. So once Harajuku is finished, I'll post, because I think I could cover 6 different spots on the card with this one kit. So I feel like that one's going to be a lot more accessible to me, or at least it seems easier. Once I get in the Facebook group for the other one, we'll see. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to look at all the rules and everything, because you can't look at all that stuff until you actually have been approved to join. So, and I may have been by now, I just haven't had a chance to log into Facebook and look. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Someone posted in my Facebook group, so if you're not in that, go find it, Diamond Painting Anonymous. Would love to see you in the group. Post all pictures of all of your pretty WIPs or questions that you might have, whatever. Someone posted in the Facebook group about Diamond Art Club doing a challenge for 2024. So I'm going to be trying to do that as well. I'm going to be doing quite a few Diamond Art Club kits this year anyway. I think all but one of my 5 oldest kits are Diamond Art Club. So that's automatically going to be one of them, because one of the 5 pieces of the challenge is to do your oldest Diamond Art Club. So I already had that planned, so that one fits in easy enough. And I don't think it'll be any problem for me to finish the other 4. And it's a year-long thing again, so I can do that as well. I do need to go through and find some more events to do. I know I'm not doing the Alice in a Winter Wonderland event in January, but I don't know what other events the kits that I'm already doing in January might qualify for. So I'm going to go out and look at that. I don't have any special drill kits I want to Ooh, I say that, but yes, I do. I have one special drill kit I could do for Smash and the Specials. So I might drag that one out. It's like a 30 by 40, so it wouldn't take me very long. Is it a special drill? Now that I say that, it might be a full drill kit. So maybe that won't be what I do. Regardless, I want to find some additional things to do, additional events to participate in. So I'll be looking at that. I did finish up that one last kit on January. I finished Kaori on January. Ooh, let me get out my white kit because I can't see or my white tray. I can't see in that purple. I can't see which drills are bad when we're looking at black, and there's always bad drills when you're talking about black. What was I talking about? Oh, I finished Kaori literally on December 31st. That was my last finish for 2023. I'm not planning to finish quite as many things this year because some of my kits are pretty big, like my Diamond Painting Deutschland that one of these days I'm going to get to. So I'm only carrying over 2 WIPs from last year to this year. I didn't finish Comet, which was one of those sneak peeks from Oraloa. And it's a winter Christmas themed kit, so it's fine with me if it just kind of hangs around, and I'll work on it as I can throughout the year. And then the other WIP that I'm carrying over is my Mary's Diamonds from before Bella bought them out. And that is the 02. And I would like to get that one done. I need to put that on my schedule somehow, so I'm actually working on it because I want to do that. I'm aiming to do less kits this year. My goal for finishes last year was 50. This year it's only 35 because I am planning a lot of big kits. And so I just wanted to be a little bit more realistic about what I could finish and what I couldn't, and take some of that pressure off of myself. Now, I may finish more than 35. I don't know. I don't know how the rest of the year is going to go. But I wanted to take some of that pressure off of myself so that I wasn't in the back of my mind constantly thinking, I don't have enough finishes done. I got to finish something else, blah, blah, blah. So I'm only carrying those 2 over. I'm going to be doing less, and also doing less because I'm likely going to spend 6 months, 5 to 6 months, finishing up the Diamond Painting Deutschland Josephine Wall kit. There's a possibility that I will get done with it sooner. Some of it just depends on how it goes and how I feel about doing it. If I like it, then I will stick with it. If it gets to be a lot of confetti and I've got another kit going on that I want to work on more, then it will probably get pushed to the side while I work on the other kit. Because I know, for instance, this month I'm way more excited about working on this kit, Harajuku, than I am about the Diamond Painting Deutschland. Not that I'm not excited to work on the Diamond Painting Deutschland, I'm just more excited about this one. It depends. That may change. There may be days where I'd rather work on the Diamond Painting Deutschland than this one. That's why I like to have a variety of kits, because some days I feel like, some days you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, to quote the Almond Joy commercial. We were, speaking of Almond Joy and mounds, we were playing a game, my son and I were playing a game, and one of the questions was about Almond Joy and mounds, and I did not know. I guess mounds is milk chocolate. I always thought they both were dark chocolate, or maybe Almond Joy is milk chocolate. Anyway, one of them is dark chocolate, one of them is milk chocolate. I don't like coconut, so I don't like either one. Almonds are not my thing either, so I don't really eat either one of those, but I thought they were both dark chocolate. Shows what I know. Anywho, that was a tangent. Okay, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, you guys, I posted about this in the Facebook group as well. I think I posted it on Instagram too, but hubby and I went to Cracker Barrel Monday when we were running around, and I was trying to be super efficient and cancel my safety deposit box and everything. I was like, well, we're out running errands. We'll go treat ourselves to lunch at the Cracker Barrel. Ooh, you guys, I'm going to put these in here. These are already ABs. Look at these. So we went to lunch at the Cracker Barrel, and while we were there, we saw diamond painting kits. They are diamond painting kits. They're not called diamond painting kits. I think they called them crystal art kits. They're by Craft Buddy, which I believe is a UK company. So I'm not really sure how they made it all the way to Cracker Barrel. And they weren't in one area. There were 2 different kits that I saw, and I didn't wander around the whole store because we didn't stay very long, but there was one section right up where we were waiting to pay that was peacock themed, and there was a peacock diamond painting kit, and I think they were both partials, but I wouldn't swear to that either. I think they called it like crystal dot art or something like that on the front of the kit. And then closer to the cash register, there was another section that had like horses and stuff with a bunch of horse themed things. And there was a one with horses that was by the cash register. So good to know that I can go to lunch and also pick up a diamond painting kit if I want to. I was just super surprised. I mean, Cracker Barrel always has some kind of off-the-wall stuff, but I was really surprised to see diamond paintings there. So yeah, if you live near a Cracker Barrel, check it out the next time you go and see if they have Craft Buddy diamond painting kits there. I think that's all for those. Let me see what's the next color I want here. I love these little heart openings on the knuckles of the gloves here. These are so cute. All right, where's this money symbol? I haven't done enough diamond painting on this that I've got to know where all the drills are, where all the symbols are yet either. I am also making a list of all the places I want to try buying a diamond painting kit from this year. I've talked before, I want to try Francesca's Studio Works. I want to try the Mermaid Cavern. There's just several places that I've made notes that I want to try and get something from them. Because this year I set the goal of I want to spend $150 each month is what I'm aiming for. And I've already bought a couple of things, but what I've got does not cover the $150, so I definitely need to buy some more things. That probably will go pretty quickly when I start buying kits. But I also want to try some new pen places, some new tray places, some new cover minder places, that kind of thing. I have actually decided, you know, I was usually keeping things that work for me. Not that I won't still be doing that, but like I typically don't use a purple tray. And I have things, I just don't typically get them out. I'm one of those, I use something and I'm comfortable with it, so I end up staying with that thing. But just for photos and stuff like that, for thumbnails on YouTube and stuff like that, it would be nice if I had some options. So I am trying to keep that in mind when I try out some new places as well. But I definitely want to buy some new kits. I know Bella Art is dropping their new kits late Sunday, so I will be keeping an eye out. I haven't watched all the sneak peeks that everybody has done. Definitely like the 2 kits that I got, but I've seen at least 1, possibly 2 that I definitely want to get from them. It's pictures that they post because I haven't had a chance to go watch people's videos. Sometimes it's really hard to tell from the pictures, and the pictures I've seen are kind of small. It's hard to tell, like it looks like something I would like, but I'm not sure I want to get it yet. So once those drop, I'll probably be buying a couple of those, because I suddenly realized I did my stash video, and as you know, one of my goals is to increase my stash this year while we're, at least in the first half of the year, while we're still here in the States. But I'm trying to buy from smaller companies. I can still order. I know I'll be able to order from Diamond Art Club, Dreamer Designs, Orlo, those kind of people, with it not being exorbitantly expensive for me to still continue buying from them. But a lot of these smaller places, Craftably, I'm still waiting for Craftably to put up some new kits. They have a gnome one that I really, really want, and I'm afraid it's going to get sold out because I've been holding off on it, waiting until they put some additional ones out there, because if they have any more that I want, I can group them and only pay 1 shipping fee, but we'll see. Anyway, so I did my stash video and I realized I'm aiming to finish 35 kits this year, which means I need to buy at least 35 kits this year just to stay even. So that means I need to really buy more than that if I'm actually going to increase my stash. I don't know how much more that means I need to buy, but I definitely need to buy more than the 35. So that's what, 3 kits a month? Yikes. Well, I guess not technically 3 kits a month, because I know I'm saving a chunk of my budget to buy during Black Friday, Cyber Monday again this year. If I buy, 8 to 10 kits, then that means I only need however many other that works out to for the rest of the year. Although now that I think about it, if we're going to be in Canada by then, I don't know how that's going to go either. And I definitely want to use up my points at Diamond Art Club and a couple of other places. I have points that I just kind of forget about, and I could use them to get some kits. And I'm also hoping I'll continue to get some sneak peeks. So those will count as kits that go in my stash, but that I don't necessarily have to spend money on. But we'll see how that goes. I don't think I made a huge amount of progress on this one, but I got our fingers mostly done. I guess that's progress. I'm also going to be, like I said, trying to get back on schedule. I want to film some more of the Stay or Go videos. You guys really seem to enjoy those. And I like them because sometimes you guys just have a perspective that I don't. Like I said, I am going to end up keeping the Notre Dame kit, which when I started the video, I would have told you that I was almost definitely going to give it away. After some of you guys' comments, I was like, yeah, they're right. So I'm going to be hanging on to that one. Don't know when I'll get to it, but I'm going to hang on to it. I told my husband I'm trying to think of this as lining my retirement so that I have something to do in my retirement. Because am I going to get all of these kits finished in a timely manner? No, of course not. But it's nice to look at them. It's nice to have a variety so that I can go through and pick which one do I feel like working on right now. Because, you know, sometimes you're in the mood to work on a particular kind of diamond painting and sometimes you're not. And it's just more fun when you can kind of pick and choose. Especially if you have a big enough stash, you can kind of go shopping through your stash. I mean, I figure at some point when we're retired and we don't have a lot of money coming in, then I'll have this nice big stash that I can work from. So if I never buy another diamond painting at that point, it's all good because I've got enough to pick from. So I want to get back to doing the Stay or Go series. I've got some ideas for some other stuff. I need to get started on one of my goals this year is to do my 5 oldest kits. I've picked which one I'm going to start with. So I need to unbox that one and get that one kitted up because I want to be working on that at the same time as this. So I think if everything goes to plan, basically I've got my Want series, which is 1 kit a month. And then I've got my 5 oldest series. So for January through May, I will have 3 WIPs every month. I will have my Want series kit, I will have one of my 5 oldest, and then I will have the Josephine Wall Diamond Painting Deutschland that I'm all kind of working on those whole 5 months. That's the plan anyway. I don't know if it will actually work out like that, but we'll see. So yeah, I just am going to be spending some time, hopefully, like I said, getting back on schedule. It'll help once hubby goes back to work and once my youngest is back in school, once my oldest is off for sick leave, then everything can kind of go back to normal after that. That'll get everything else back to normal. That'll get my diamond painting back to normal, hopefully. I know I told my husband I haven't diamond painted enough. I think it was the 4th of January before I put any diamonds down on a kit, which is crazy for me. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do today. I think I've blathered on enough. Like I said, just lots to do and trying to get back in the swing of things, but that's okay. Everything has turned out okay. My daughter went through the surgery fine. She's healthy. She's recovering. My youngest got through his last semester of school, got good grades, passed everything he needed to, so now he can finish up his absolute last semester of school. Crossing my fingers that is how it goes. Let me zoom out here and I'll show you what I got accomplished. So as you can see, not a whole lot, but I did get her little fingers here out of her gloves. I love these little hearts over the knuckles. Those are so cute. So some nice multi-placing down here that I'm going to be able to do, and then I'll get into the confetti part of it later. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.